Yordenis Ugas will face Mario Barrios in a brutal clash on September 30 as part of a Canelo vs. Charlo undercard. Ugas is 37 years old and he hasn't fought in 16 months since being stopped in the 10th round by Errol Spence Jr. Mario Barrios is a former WBA light welterweight champion who comes into the fight with Ugas having lost 2 out of his last 3 fights, and he looked terrible in both. But they're both tough fighters, so it's going to be a big clash. And now, let's have a close look at their last fights and draw your conclusion. Spence vs. Ugas. Both fighters were patient early, with Spence Jr. working to establish the jab while Ugas kept his high guard, limiting the opportunities for his younger rival to land anything significant. Ugas was more accurate with his punching, but Spence continued to increase his activity. Ugas answered the question late in the 3rd round, connecting with a counter right and then following with a 3-punch combination before finishing it off with a right hand. Rounds 4 and 5, though, were dominated by Spence, who became far more aggressive, and while Ugas was able to rally on occasion, he was well and truly starting to lose the fight at that point.
He's making mistakes right now. Errol Spence really setting up that jab.
Trying to land that uppercut, lost it from too far out though.
And right there is when you know what he's thinking. He's really setting up his...
Again, Spence leading with... Right there.
There he goes.
There he goes.
In his physical body, he is prepared. Yes.
Left uppercut, right hook, and again. Gus absorbing these shots. Oh, and there's a... Despite the fact that, yes,
choose for that fight.
There's a right hand, the left hook combination by Ugas. Spence digs to the body.
Spider, he's been here before. You got to know how to change the game plan.
Standing right in front of each other. That right hand hurt Spence.
Wow.
A momentary lapse in judgment. This could very well bring Errol Spence an opportunity.
Well, you're supposed to win.
Drama from Yordenis Ugas, and really the first time we...
The thing is, he almost looked not focused when he got hit with that right hand.
Into the round here. His face. Spence able to close the distance, and now Ugas staggers him momentarily. In front of Ugas right now and bringing the fight. Ugas landing the left uppercut right to the body. And
as good of a guard that Ugas has, those uppercuts,
because he's dormant offensively.
Meanwhile, they've come.
The variety of punches and the variety.
And Errol Spence Jr., this kind of crowd in a venue this size, he is putting on.
The fight was then paused as the ringside doctor examined Ugas' right eye, which was closed shut, ultimately deciding to continue the fight to go into the 8th. Spence Jr. continued to maintain total control of the fight as it went deep into the 10th, leaving Ugas in a dire position, needing to find something major to swing the fight his way. He could not find that, with the fight eventually stopped in the 10th round as Spence Jr. was crowned the winner.
Trying desperately to fend off split decision. He's been in close fights. Final minute of the 9th, and reason he's been a staple on the pound in the closing seconds of the 9th.
Right in the range of what he normally does. 46.
Have to land something major.
And a reminder to people,
that upper to absorb.
I don't think much by now.
Shutting down the title reign of Yordenis.
Barrios vs. Santiago. After 2 losses against Gervonta Davis and Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios faced Giovanni Santiago on February 11, 2023 in San Antonio. The fight was competitive for a few rounds. Then Barrios, fighting in his hometown, stepped up his aggression and seemed to land more and more punishing shots as the fighter progressed. By round 8, Santiago was taking a beating but had yet to hit the canvas. Finally, about a minute into the round, the Puerto Rican went down from left to the body. Santiago got back to his fight to only absorb more hard, accurate shots from Barrios that prompted his trainer to stop the fight.
Against left-handed DeMarcus Corley, but Barrios bringing the hit. Knew it was going to happen. Yeah, Bob Santos, the Ring Magazine and Sports Illustrated's 2022 Trainer of the Year, of course. Garrett James had a monster. This is an incredible display by Santiago. This is simply his win to keep standing. Another fixes left hook. Barrios, and of course everything that Barrios brought up. The left hook to the body. Momentarily paralyzed Santiago, and yet again the veteran goes down. 4, 5, 6. His career, the gutsy Yordenis Santiago, who's taking incredible amounts of punishment, finally went down.
Too much heart from Santiago. I wish he would have just
More heart than Tuesday's Shore d'Amour, but Santiago trying to hold on as Barrios looks to close the show.
Tonight the steam has been hard body shots. And
The corner has stepped up to the apron. Mario Barrios does indeed.
Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.